Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. Welcome to the Gaming Daddy channel. So Marvel's Avengers has had an opportunity to get two betas, one a closed PlayStation beta and then an open beta plus the Xbox and PC closed beta that was also attached to it last weekend. And in a few days, we're going to have the opportunity for the open beta. And I wanted just to, pretty much let you guys know that, what I think pretty much about the fate of this game come release and all of that. Now, I've gone through giving my opinion about the beta, talking about performance on PC. I got to try out the beta and all of that. And I pretty much decided to stick with getting it on the PlayStation. There's still a little bit of room to buy it on PC as well. I just need to kind of figure out what the game feels like on release, because I don't really want to commit such a heavy fee at that point. But nonetheless, I've seen a lot of critics talking about how this game is a disappointment and all that stuff. And I just wanted to give my opinion. It's going to be contrary to a lot of what, a lot of people think. And so I'll still go ahead and give it anyways, because as crazy as it sounds and contrary to, popular belief, Marvel's Avengers is going to be a game that goes on to be a success at what it is designed to be. Now, that sounds crazy, but let me give you my reasoning. So first reasoning is it's getting released at an opportune time. Right now, there's a lot of drought when it comes to gaming, but we do know in a few months there are going to be a lot of other games that are released. And guess what? This game is targeting gamers who pretty much want to enjoy a new video game and a fresh take on something. And there are people who are going to buy for the casual aspect of the game. The game looks like it will appeal to a lot of casual audiences. In fact, one of the really interesting things I tried about this game was I gave it to one of my kids and I actually had them try the game out. And it was easy for them to figure the game out. That's how I knew that the game was very, very casual based. Now, it does have some complex aspects. Don't get me wrong. The combat can be, as complex as you want it to be if you're able to string combos and do that stuff with some of the characters that we've seen so far. But nonetheless, it does feel like it is appealing to a casual audience and it's going to do well. The second thing is it's an Avengers game. It's a Marvel product. There are people who are Marvel fans, and this game seems like it's going to, pretty much appeal to them in many ways than none. I'm a DC fan for all it's worth, and I'll still tell you that from the, conversations and interactions I've had with Marvel fans about this game, a lot of people are excited about it because they want to engage and they want to partake in what Marvel, is putting out in a video game section. Look at the amount of Marvel games that have come out in the past few years that have not been Spider-Man. Where are they and what are they? So far, not a lot. And now you get the opportunity to play as some of these heroes, be it though in a setting that's like this. A lot of people are excited about it. So you're probably going to be able to see, that go on as well. And then you also have a studio that has some reputation in game development. Yes, the game's beta build did have some, troubling aspects of it regarding performance, but then who's to say that patches cannot at least help the performance by the day the game comes out? I'm not saying that the beta is going to be 100% different from the full game. I'm not ignorant that the beta is most likely going to be similar. I'm just saying the game, to me, whenever it ran fine, it ran very well. And so a lot of the problems that, we were seeing were performance issues. And if those are fixed, the game is basically going to be in a very solid place. And that's pretty much what I think it is. And so if you think about these little aspects, they seem very little, but don't be very surprised that this game eventually goes on to do very well in the segment and the audience that's actually targeted to. And then, one final thing that I wanted to put out is I think nowadays many games are judged in light of other games, and, games are not allowed to be judged within the space that they're trying to reach. I remember when Tom Clancy's The Division 2 came out, it was not the biggest thing that was out there. In fact, if anything, a lot of the people who were talking about how, the fun aspects of the game were people who went into the studios to go and get early gameplay, and many of them were just a marketing arm. I'm a dedicated Division 2 player, been covering the game since the Division 1, and I can tell you a lot of those people who covered the Division on the onset of the release were basically tools used by the publishing company to just get the word out about how good of a game they felt it was. Once the game was released, they all disappeared from the surface of the earth. Nobody knew or knows who they are. We, who were the community, were the ones who played the game, grappled with the game till the game was able to kind of get to a point where we kind of liked it. But right now the game is suffering again, which is how many games like these go. So even though this game may suffer on release, if the development team wants to continue to keep their reputation, I feel like they're going to stay with it. But that's, again, another caveat where I'll tell you, if you feel like you don't want to deal with that, then I'll say go ahead and wait to purchase the game, because now you have an extensive view and an extensive knowledge of exactly what this game is going to be at the time that it's most likely going to be released. So don't go in and buy blind and then come out and cuss everybody out for saying that, oh, the game is going to be okay. No, if you don't understand that mentality of, walking through with a game till it develops, then you might be disappointed. And then back to the, iteration of the Division 1, the game came out as a broken mess. Even though it had a lot of anticipation, it came out as a game that was buggy, that was trash. In fact, the Division 1 game that was delivered was not even as good as this beta, if you even ask me. It wasn't until about years down the road that the development team stayed with it and were able to clean up the game to what it became after, a few years with content, patches, and all that stuff. Now, nobody wishes that on Marvel's Avengers, don't get me wrong. I'm just saying that they had a dedicated community, myself included, that stuck with it. Call us what you want, make fun of live service games or whatever. It is what it is. Some people just prefer specific games in specific instances. As crazy as it sounds, I also like single player games, so it's not like I only want to just go for games like this, but I do want to appreciate what this game is trying to bring to the table. And yes, I have only limited info, but if you ask me what is the fate of this game, I think this game is going to get like a 5 out of 10 in all the ratings and all the, reviews and whatever. But at the end of the day, it's going to have a very big audience, because I've seen it happen multiple times. And I can just say, just from experience, it doesn't seem like this game is going to do bad, as many people are shouting the doom and gloom of Marvel's Avengers. I don't think that's the case. It's a lighthearted game. And I think if you take it at that, then you will basically understand and, figure out the game for what it is. Anyways, these are my opinions. They will not be popular. I'm going to get flack. I'm going to get people, pretty much trying to knock my opinions down. It is whatever. We'll wait to see what the release brings out. I'm also looking forward to DC games, but I'm happy to play this all through when Batman games come to light, and I'll be doing that on my other channel. So basically, hold me to my word. If I'm wrong, then, feel free to come back here and make fun of me, and I'll eat crow happily. Anyways, that's it for me. Thank you so much for your time and audience. I appreciate you guys a lot, and hopefully we'll see in another video. Peace out.